Hi guys, welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. This is Pam, and we're still in Winter Watch Tower. I was going to do my looting off screen, and then I remembered that I have to try and talk to the one guy to see if I can get the potion from him. So this is just a quick run around. For people who think the end of the world is coming, they sure brought a lot of stuff, and then they sure do leave it lying around. I just realized that I left my AC on, but hopefully that won't, be too loud. We've been having warmer days, and it gets especially warm in the evening. I don't know why. The heat just builds up in my apartment, so even though I haven't had the AC on during the day, I've had to turn it on in the evening. Okay, can I talk to you, Hindle?
You bear the mark of the sky. You honor us.
Damn it. Okay, I'm going to have to come back here anyway, because there's several things. They do this, and I know why they do it, but it's still frustrating. But, there's this artifact that you need to activate for Solas, and the mosaic tile I can get now, even though it won't help me any until later. It'd just be so nice if I could just do it. Oh, Crystal Grace was in that. Yay. Climbing up the ladder. And everybody has to follow along. Oh, wow, 2 blues in there. Mosaic piece. And yeah, right now it's like, what is this stupid weird looking thing? And I know that there have been a lot of theories about why Solas asks you to get all those artifacts going, and you find them all over the place. They're supposedly to help strengthen the veil, which we find out later on is not necessarily what he wants to do, but you get a couple different quests regarding them later on. We also have a lot of loot left over in the stable, because people just drop their coin everywhere. I guess my theory is that the nobles who lived here ran as soon as the breach opened, and so they just didn't take their gold with them, which means they are donating to the Inquisition. There's even a mounting block here. I mean, they took the horses. They just, kind of accidentally spilled all those coins along their way. So now we've looted pretty much everything that can be looted there. We have to go back. Okay, my cats are also fighting again. Nothing new there. I love it when this happens. I don't know why it happens, but it's kind of fun to see. Okay. Thank you. I forgot to get the supply cache down here. I was too busy avoiding that one rift, which you can now see over to the left. That one is level 8 or so. It's just too high for me to attempt right now. And here's the last one. Solas just walked right through that rock. Wow, I mean, I know he's a Fade Walker, but
for recruitment.
Okay, so we've got all of those, so we can start heading back in that direction. There's also, and I was actually making notes to myself to make sure I didn't forget, because I went in the opposite direction from the way I'm used to going, around the bottom of the map here. Look at that little fennec. Up here there's a statue, and I'm not even sure what this is supposed to be. But we have...
a Templar, I believe.
Indeed. A letter found on a dead Templar. Elendra, I don't know how this will reach you, but with the last strength of my shaking hands, what else could I do but write you? Whether it be the magic of this cursed breach, or the Maker punishing me for abandoning my vows, the end is coming. The terrors are with me more often than not. I came up here to try to find some peace with these believers, but the platitudes they mouth are cold comfort. If my mind falls to demons or my own darkness, I fear that even a weakened Templar will cause too much harm. I took a draught of bitter herbs. It will be over soon. I wish my weakness had not stopped me from meeting you. With your phylactery, I knew just where you were, but the madness of your side and mine was too great a gap. Maker save you. Stay safe. You need no circle if you carry it within you. Love, Matron. Okay, and then this talks about phylacteries, which is basically a little vessel that Templars use to track mages with their blood. You know, but they don't use blood magic. So now we can come back down here. I don't know why. Those two have like, I'm alright for right now. They're barely injured. I mean, if they were at half or something, that would be another story, but there is a little, like, the details in this game that I love are these kind of things. There's just a little shelter back here. Basically a rough, you know, somebody nailed some boards together. They've got a little brazier, a bedroll, some sausages, a dagger in the chest. I think those are oranges, maybe? Thank you, Cassandra. I really need to be shoved right back in there. It's barely enough, but, you know, you can't quite see it if you're just going by, and it's just a nice little shelter that has nothing to do with anything.
Damn it, Ritz, where are you?
I found Ritz and rescued her from an attack by the Templars. She's fine.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time. It's dangerous out here for everyone. I'm glad the Inquisition is trying to put things right.
So this is turning in quest, but we're also going to stop and deal with whatever these are along the way. Boom. Hi! There's the mage over there. Thank you, Solus.
Make it take you.
Now I have to not walk on the circles. God damn it. I hate when they do the fade step. Walking on the circles gets you knocked down. What in the hell is this setup? There are dead, really like long dead bodies. I don't even want to know what this guy was doing, but I have a feeling it was probably not good. Also, really gigantic books that I want to dive into. Like, they randomly generate some of these scenarios, but like the campsite is pre-made, I assume. So how do those half levitating bodies get to be part of that? I don't want to know, but there's some more sellswords. Oh no, these are Templars. Cute. Boy, he was easy. Oh well, they're archers, not the knights with the shields. Those guys with those tower shields are just, ugh, annoying as fuck. So right now we're just taking care of minor quests. I mean, we still haven't really started on the main stuff. The main reason for coming out to the Hinterlands in the first place was to get the horses. And we're going to head there, but probably after Orlais. First I'm going to give this poor lady...
The Templars. They don't care who they kill anymore.
I found this ring on a Templar I killed.
This is it. Praise to you and the Inquisition for giving my husband justice. It won't bring him back, but his spirit will rest easier now, as will mine.
Alright, so that's taken care of. Crossroads are right down here, I think. I don't know why I'm hearing horses going psst when there are no horses in sight. Yeah, there's Callahan's foothold. But God, I'm hearing horses all over the place all of a sudden. If those are the rams, we need to have a little talk because they're having some identity issues. I'm just going to fall here because... ooh, wait. I know where I need to go. Yes, this is going to hurt. Actually, not that bad. Not as much as I thought it would. Get the respawned elf fruit from here. And a respawned royal elf fruit. That's also just one of those neat little touches, is the variety on the, you know, the variation on the basis. What am I trying to say? Different types of plants. There's my first shard. Alright, from here I can jump down. I still can't believe I didn't take any fall damage from that skidding slide that I took. But that actually wasn't a bad route.
That's what the skull helped you find? Right. Not ominous at all.
Yeah, you know, keep up, Varric. If I keep this up, I'm definitely going to have to update my system. Because this sort of thing, while amusing at first, also gets very old. Very quickly. And it's just extra frustrating because I'm running literally this, Fraps, and Audacity, so I'm gonna get this figured out though, one way or another. Whew,
hopefully the Inquisition can find some way to help these people.
I think the Inquisition already has started to help these people. Maybe I can finally talk to him. I talked to your son. Nothing?
That's something like that.
Someone, anyone, please help my wife.
Finally!
What's wrong with your wife?
She gets sick when the weather's foul. Can't catch her breath, like cobwebs in her lungs. Our son Hindle makes a potion that lets her breathe. He's the only one who can make it, but he's joined that cult in the hills. Please, get to him and tell him what's wrong. Without that potion, she'll die.
Well, I've met your son, and he didn't have much to say to me, so hopefully this time he will. There's also, you know, just a lot to explore here, which is fun for somebody who has played a lot of these games.
I hear reconstruction is progressing.
Oh, damn it!
Mages, Templars, bandits, demons, making it hard for a man to hunt for his supper.
Here, maybe this will help.
It more than helps. With this, I can fill these hungry bellies, give these folks some hope. I didn't think much of the Inquisition, but no one else is helping like you lot. Maybe I was wrong.
Maybe you were. I'm so mad, though, because that actually cut off the dialogue where Cassandra's asking Varric about Kirkwall, and he gets just a little bit short with her. And very justifiably so. Talking about how things in Kirkwall are still screwy, or not screwy, but this particular note is so saddening. Hunter's view of the Mage-Templar War. The words in this note have many misspellings and are scrawled in a clumsy hand. Mother Valerie said things I saw won't get out my head unless I put them somewhere else. She told me write it down. It's a long time since I did letters, but I'll try. I saw refugees in the hills. I was there to hunt. I saw them but did not say hello because I was on the trail. The refugees were going to Redcliffe. They were slow and bent over when they walked, like old men. Templars came. They talked to the refugees. They hit them. The refugees gave food. Then mages came. The mages used fire. Everyone burned. I was in a bush. They did not see me. Some Templars killed the mages. The mages ran. The Templars wanted to run after them. A refugee was still burning. His arm went up to a Templar. The Templar used his sword. It went up and down, up and down. There were pieces of black. He stayed while other Templars ran after mages. He took things from bodies. One body was moving. It had long hair and a burned dress. The Templar started to take off his armor, and I shot him. I went down to the lady. She made little noises, and her eyes looked at me. Then she died. I wanted to go out of my head. Please, Maker. I've been good. I wanted to go out of my head. That's the real tragedy of this, is the people who are just caught in the middle. Up there is a hut where the healer is going to be later on.
I passed round what you found. No one will go hungry.
Good. Up here is Enchanter Alondra.
I have heard stories about you, Herald of Andraste. I am Enchanter Elendra. I hope you find a way to end this foolish war.
I believe this is your phylactery. I found it on the body of a dead Templar named Matrin.
Ah, I suspected he died when he did not join me or send word. Maker curse the fools who started this war, and the fools who now fight it. Thank you. Matrin was important to me. Here, for your trouble.
If you're a mage, why aren't you with the rebel mages?
I was an enchanter in the College of Equitarians. We wanted tolerance, not war. Matrin and I were certain we could find a way to avoid fighting old friends. And each other. I know my own strength. I have no fear of demons. I will keep to myself and harm none.
I'd like to know more about you and Matrin.
Ah, Templars and mages. Natural enemies, they always say. As though you can keep healthy men and women close to each other for years without anyone getting ideas. We were friends for many years, and lovers for many more. And now he is gone because of this war.
You haven't joined the rebels or the refugees. Are you on your own?
Yes, it is safer that way. For everyone. At first, I used my healing skills to help the refugees. But when the Templars saw me, they attacked. Innocent people died in that battle. I will endanger no more.
The Inquisition could use the skills of a powerful mage.
If I wished to kill others, I would have joined the rebels. How is the Inquisition any better?
Farewell.
Thank you again. It is better to know.
There is a way you can recruit her. I think you either have to be a mage or have... Sorry, he's just so pretty. Or have the mage knowledge perk, or both. I have done it, but yeah, you have to have some certain special combination to be able to talk her into it.
Oh. I see.
Maker's breath. If I were back in the city, I could just steal some blankets.
I found some of the apostate's supply stores. I can mark the locations for you.
I'll get out there myself with a few men and pick them up. This will keep a lot more refugees alive next time it snows. I appreciate it.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is just quickly fast travel back down to here and go back to the cultists so that I can get that potion. Just so I can get it done real quick. Really, that's the only reason. I just like having it out of the way, even though I'm still going to have to end up going back there later on. There's no time constraint at this point. There's generally no time constraint on most quests. But, you know, it's just easier to take care of it. And having the fast travel makes it all very convenient. Is this easy? No, that's not the right way. Here we go. But like I said, I'll be back down here. When I talk to Varric again and get the Red Lyrium quest, to finish up closing that one rift. So this is definitely not the end. And this is why it is really nice that they give you a mount, even though it doesn't necessarily actually speed things up that much. Because it really works like a amount in the real world would. Okay. Yes, yes, I'm the Herald, blah, blah. No, I'm not really, though. Before I said that he believes in the old gods, but what I really meant was the Elven gods. Okay, we're pausing. Just a moment. Well, this is really frustrating. I wish there was a way I could turn the ringer off on my phone. I'm going to have to find that out. Whatever that was, it wasn't even a number that I knew. It just said cell phone, so I'm not going to answer it.
I greet you. My name is Hindle.
Yeah, I know.
Hindle, your mother can't breathe. Your father sent me here for potion.
What? She was fine. She hasn't had the breathing trouble in... All right, I can help. Here, I have some already made. Go, take it to her now.
I will do that. I got all the other things in here, right? Yeah. You know, I'm obsessive when it comes to looting. We're gonna go straight to the crossroads. There's a shard over by the outskirts camp, but I'll get that when we come back. Where is he? Where's the dude? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Hey, sir. Guess what?
Please, hurry.
Here you go. The potion and instructions on how to make it.
Silas bless you. Or the Maker. Or whoever. It doesn't matter. Just thank you. I'll give it to her right away. If ever I can help the Inquisition, you have my word.
Okay, so now that that's out of the way, we can go back to Haven. We also have some war table stuff to finish up, I'm sure. This is one of the only things that's minorly doesn't quite fit together for me in terms of the role-playing aspect of it, or not the role-playing, but maybe just the world viewing. Fast travel is fantastic, but it really doesn't explain how somebody can just go from Haven to the hinterlands and back multiple times, because it's got to be at least a few-week journey by horse, assuming they're traveling by horse. If not, it would have to take even longer. There's no, as far as we know, no sort of teleportation, incantations, or spells of that nature. So, and you have to, in fact, in a little bit, to help get the horses, one of the things that you absolutely have to do is you have to build these watchtowers. At the suggestion of one of the Horsemaster's main employees. So you build these watchtowers, and then you have to do this war table operation, which is basically assigning Cullen to assign men to build the watchtowers. And that's cool, because like then you go back and the watchtowers are actually there, and you go by and you see them. They don't seem to be stopping bandits any, because you still see bandits, but that's great. But that meant that you actually had to get back on your horse, ride back around Lake Calenhad and up to Haven, and you know, do that, and then come back. So you are making trips, and of course right now I'm making this, you know, 2-week journey back to Haven. Assuming it's 2 weeks, it could probably be longer. There are people who have actually come up with really detailed, like they've used maps and they've used measuring and everything, and calculated how long it would take to travel by horse, to figure out roughly how long the game takes, which is supposed to be around 3 years. And so you figure all of this has to be like the first month. Also, I'm farting, so I'm really hoping that doesn't come up on camera, but if it does, I'm sorry, on camera, on audio. Anyway, so we're just sitting here waiting for it to load. And anyway, so we're going back up to Haven. we are going to find out what's going on, since we've been, you know, busy working in the hinterlands. We've gotten a little bit of power. We've gotten some respect from the locals, who, you know, they may not know a lot about what's going on with this whole mage war business, this mages versus Templars, mage rebellion. You know, this isn't their, you know, this is way far beyond what they're used to thinking about. What they're thinking about is the fact that they've been driven out of their homes. You know, they're cold, they're hungry, they don't know what's going on, they don't know when they're going to get to go back home. And eventually, they can think about the bigger picture once these major concerns are dealt with, but it's that pyramid of needs thing. So they're, now that we've been helping them when nobody else has, they're starting to go, okay, well, the Inquisition seems to be all right. At least they're trying to make a difference and help people out here. And, of course, you are the main person who's running around with them, so they think, well, maybe you didn't kill the Divine, or they may not even know about this, you know, that you were pinned as a suspect for who killed the Divine. They know that the Divine is dead, because I'm sure that the Chantry went all over and you know, spread the word, which makes you wonder how news is spread. If they have broadsheets, if they have just callers that go through and say what's happened. There has to be some sort of information network. You figure if they have the technology to print books, since Varric is an author and is writing, you know, pulp noir fiction basically set in Kirkwall, there has to be something. I have a feeling this isn't going to be another one of those times where I'm going to end up having to stop and start again. Although I'm getting music. Come on. That's a good sign. Anyway, at some point I'll probably get into talking about the mages and the Templars and all that stuff, because it is a really interesting conflict that has been basically the background for this entire game. You don't really resolve it as such, but you do kind of get to make the fighting stop. And you choose a faction. That doesn't necessarily mean that that one's right or the other one's wrong or whatever. But you find out where each faction is sort of holed up. The Templars are in Fall Redoubt, and the mages are in Redcliffe Village. And you find out why each of those things has happened. But basically, depending on which faction you choose, the other gets absorbed by the bad guys. And that's not necessarily their fault either. It just is the way that the ultimate villain of this manipulated things to happen. So it's more a case of him taking advantage of the chaos. Okay, we're getting music, that's great, but how about an actual, you know, being back in Haven now. Maybe I will end up talking about the whole conflict after all. Or it's possible that I might end up having to end the episode because I was going to record for like 5 more minutes, and if I sit here with it loading for 5 more minutes, I'm just gonna, oh, finally, here we go. And maybe by the power of my talking, I got bored into submission. Ah, here we go. Maybe I'm just being impatient and worried, which is something I'm very good at. Okay, so now we can finally go talk to Cassandra. The sounds have just have a minute to catch up.
Ugh.
You're kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
When I need to be.
It's impressive.
You flatter me.
I'm trying.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
This is why I love Cassandra.
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
It's such a relief to have somebody say that.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. You've said you don't believe you're chosen. Does that mean you also don't believe in the Maker?
I'm Dalish. I believe in our own gods.
And there's no room among your gods for one more? I suppose it doesn't matter now. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
Yeah, that's what I love about Cassandra. She's very straightforward and direct. She has that no-nonsense attitude, and she's willing to admit that she's made mistakes, that she was wrong. That's what I really like about her. Oh, I should go talk to Lynette over here real quick. What's that? Oh.
See reason, listen.
You're
we
the
cannot
one they're
stay
calling
here.
the Herald.
If you know a way to make them stop, I'm all ears.
I don't. These things have a way of taking on their own life. But I'm glad it has not run to your head. I did not join the Order to adjust my faith so easily. But I appreciate what the Inquisition is trying to do, and your role. Though you may find not many Templars do. We're a distrustful lot by nature.
I'd like your take on the Templar Order.
It's a shadow of what it was. Where once we both protected all people from the dangers of magic, we now posture and grab at power. One day, I hope the circles are again sanctuaries where mages can practice their craft.
You're not going to rejoin the Order?
When the temple went up, your forces rescued those few of us still alive. My life is a debt I intend to repay, however I can.
I will talk to you later.
Walk in the Maker's grace.
My kitten just jumped up on my chair with me. She's so cute. Okay, well I think I hit my limit for... I hit my limit. My time limit at least. So I'm going to stop for now. Thanks again for watching, and I hope I get to see you guys next time. Bye.